How's it going? Welcome back to another video from North Coast Workshop. Today I am sporting a bright red nose. I am hitting 40 this year and yet I still get really bad spots by the looks of it. I'm fully aware I look like Rudolph just now. Today's video, what we're going to be doing is using my OBDeleven dongle to pop on the car on the Mark II Leon and see what settings we can adjust with it. It's very similar to Cresta, a bit more expensive. You can do a few more things on OBDeleven compared to Cresta, and I'll show you that as well. I had a few questions on the previous video I did where I activated the digital speedometer for the miles per hour on the dashboard, and a lot of people are asking about additional settings they can do with the OBDeleven app and the dongle, so I thought I'd do this video to break down a few of those additional things you can do as well. So yeah, that's the idea of the video. Also, if you're new around here, this is your first time watching the channel, then thanks for joining us. Don't forget to hit the like button down below if you've enjoyed the content and found it useful. On this channel we do things like how-to videos, modifications in the cars, just general car chat. I'm also planning on doing later on maybe DIY things, so because it's kind of workshop related, I'm looking to do a minibar style build in my garage. So yeah, I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with that, but that's the plan for a future video at some point, trying to do a bar in the garage and see how I get on with that. But yeah, majority of the time so far I've just been doing modifications on the car and breaking down things like how-to videos. So again, thanks for joining me, and don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy this stuff and want to catch more videos in future. Anyway, we'll go and get started in the car and see what we can do. Right, so we're in the car now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut to my phone, so you'll see footage of my phone, and we're going to go through the menus on the OBDeleven app and start messing with some settings. Messing is maybe not use messing. We're going to start adjusting some settings. So yeah, let's cut to it. I'll probably do a voiceover for this bit because there's a lot of background noise. A quick note that I do go through some of these processes quite quickly, so you can use the playback option to slow down the playback speed on YouTube. So connect to the device using Bluetooth, then once it's connected, run a scan just to see if any faults are present. After a few minutes, I had 10 faulty control units, usually it's just 1 or 2, but cleared them all and it should show 0 at the end. If there's anything, an issue, it will show up, which there wasn't, so that's them all clear. So now going on to live data and charts, I went into the engine control unit, and then if you pick the live data tab, this will open up an option for 1 to 254. So pick a value, I just start at 1 here, and then you can scroll through each of the channels, and channel 1 just gave you engine speed, coolant temperature, etc. And then the charts themselves, go into the chart section, and if you go to add value, I selected the first measurement as RPM. You can slow this down to see where it is. Reading 2 was the charge pressure, which was specified by the engine, and then number 3 was the actual boost pressure. Once they're all in place, you can click the play button, bottom right hand corner, and as the engine's running, you'll see live data of what's happening in the engine. Click the stop button at any point once you've finished, and you can also save this. Once you've clicked stop, you'll get a save option, and you can save it to the phone and also download it to your email. Now going on to earning credits, you'll see bottom of the screen, bonus credit added. So every time you log in, every single day, you will get 1 bonus credit. There's also a wee news feed there of an update for the new Pro version. So when in the app, you can go to the profile option and select wallet, and then you can see all your spending on any apps or any credits you've received. You can also then purchase credits, or at the very bottom, get free credit. This will give you 1 free credit for watching an advert. I've sped the process up here. It's usually about 15 seconds or so for the advert, and that will apply 1 more credit. And you can do this as many times as you want throughout the day. You can also purchase credits. 10 credits here will cost £1.59. So I would advise myself just to get free credits as much as you can, so by logging in and by watching adverts. So now for apps and adjustments. This is an example I use for needle sweep. So if you go into My Car in that pull down menu and then go into apps, you'll see at the top there I've got a needle sweep option, and turning it from off to on will cost me 10 credits. See the top right hand corner, it says 10 credits, and that's the credits taken away, and now that should be needle sweep activated. Just be aware that to remove an app, so to remove needle sweep, this will cost you a further 10 credits. So just make sure that when you're changing a setting that you're actually wanting to make sure you want to leave it as it is. So looking through the other apps here, we have wiper control, so you can remove the wipers from having the rain sensors attached to them. You can just have it as a manual control. There's teardrop wiping, synchronized mirror adjustments, remote window functions. Yeah, if you spend a good time on here, you can see if there's anything that might apply to your car, and just be wary that it will show you the number of credits it will cost to adjust these settings. So just make sure you have enough credits. Just be aware that some cars, although listing these options on this OBDeleven app, it won't actually work on the car itself. And you can see plenty more settings all the way down, and some, like I said, will apply to the car, and sadly some won't apply to the car, so just be careful before you start adjusting an app for your car. Next up, just the multifunction display itself in the car and what you can do. So in convenience, you'll see ATA is the beep confirmation, which I will explain how to do it in a second. But once you activate it, it will show up on the convenience section. And then you have your standard convenience settings that are in here. So your door open, your window open, mirror adjustment, which I always leave as individually, so you can adjust left and right individually. Restore to factory settings. Then you have lights and vision, which coming home and leaving home, again I'm going to show you something additional you can add to that, so they're automatic. Your daylight running lights, if you want them on or off. And then your comfort indicators, so this means when you push it down but don't click it down, you just have a soft touch down to the left or right, they will indicate left or right for 3 blinks rather than just being 1 blink. So we're going on to the beep for locking and unlocking. This is an audible beep. You'll see the top there. You can activate it with these 2 settings. Lock confirmation via horn active, and then a bit further down, unlocking confirmation via horn active as well. And then once these 2 are ticked, just click and hold the save button, the bottom green button, to accept the coding. And as you can see, you'll hear the beeps. 1 beep I think to open and 2 beeps to close, or vice versa. Now onto the seatbelt warning. This will be certain cases where people are excluded from wearing seatbelts, so please don't deactivate this if you need to wear a seatbelt. In the control unit, you can then go into the long coding and you should be able to find an option for safety belt warning, yes or no, and clicking no will remove the warning. Next up we have the cornering fog light function, on or off. So cornering lights via front fog lights, I've ticked and then saved it, and this will now activate the fog lights when you're turning at lower speeds left or right, so at junctions, or if you're indicating left or right. I find it quite handy at night time. At lower speeds it illuminates when I'm turning left or right, it illuminates part of the road, so I've put this setting back on my car. So now for the auto lock and unlock feature. If you go into Central Electrics module and then into long coding, you'll find on the first page there is an auto unlock, so unlocking when removing the ignition key, and an auto lock when the car goes above a certain speed. So tick both these options and then save by using the green tick at the bottom again, and it will now be activated. But I've left mine deactivated on my car just because I don't want to have that option selected. Next up, we've got the auto coming home, going home lights activated. This first of all has to be activated as standard, so make sure it's ticked there. And then there'll be another option later on in the long coding where it says coming home mode, and if it shows manual and it's been ticked, you want to unselect this box and it should say automatic, and then save this now. And this option will mean that the coming home and going home lights will now activate automatically if it's dark at night or in the morning. Before, they would have to have you pull the stock for the full beam lights and this would have them activated, but now these activate themselves. Now for LED number plate lights, there's an option to show that they've been installed on the car. Whether or not this works or not, I'm not too sure. I've already got resistors in my LED number plate lights, so it doesn't show a fault, but just to let you know the options there. Next up, I've deleted my rear wiper on my car, so these options would normally be ticked, but once I deleted the rear wiper to make sure that no power was going to the back of the car and no faults would be showing on the system, I deactivated all these boxes regarding the rear wiper, so as not to have any power or any signal there for the system. Now when I first saw this option, I thought this would be brilliant to have on the car, but sadly it doesn't work on the Mark II Leon. There's an option that says mirror lowering with reverse gear, but it doesn't drop at all like you'd expect it to. Comfort operation for the Windows sunroof via rain sensor, so this would be closing the windows and the sunroof if you have one fitted. If the rain sensor picks up rainfall, so maybe you've walked away from the car and it started to rain and you left the windows open, this would potentially close them. And also the power windows sunroof disabled after opening a door, I have left that option selected. So I have the rain closing option and the mirror down option selected in OBDeleven, but although these options now appear on the multifunction display and you can tick them, these won't actually work on the car. Now for if you've purchased automatic boot struts and looking to open the boot automatically by holding down the button for the boot release on the key fob. Sometimes key fobs are programmed so that one press will unlock the boot but not open it, but a long press will actually open the boot slightly, and then the automatic boot struts push the boot open. So this is where you'll find it. Sadly at this moment it wasn't working on my app, so I couldn't access it to show you. Now if things go wrong and you've changed settings and you want to revert it back to the original settings it was before you started to make any changes, you'll go into your control modules. So this is for Central Electrics, I'm doing this here, and you go into your history and you can see every time you've made a change, it will list the time and date of this change, the old value, so the long coding before you made the change, and then the new value it changed to. You want to hold down the old value once you find the date and time, and this will copy it. Then you go back to long coding for your control module you're in just now, hold the white bar at the top and it will give you the value as one long line. Again, hold over this value, it will give you a chance to paste. This will paste the old value into this gap. Then once it's there, click the save button at the bottom of the screen, and this will now save this new value into the top, and this has gone now back to the old coding that you originally had before you started making any changes. So even though I've done this video now on OBDeleven, I did ask recently on Instagram whether people had OBDeleven or Carista, which one seemed to be most popular, and Carista seems definitely to be coming out on top. So I'm looking to purchase Carista at some point and do a video on that as well, just breaking down some of the options on it. And if you have any sort of questions at all regarding this video, or maybe there's some information that I've given that's incorrect, then please don't hesitate to leave a comment down below. And if you found the video useful, then please don't forget to hit the like button and also hit subscribe as well to catch more videos like this in the future. Thanks for watching everyone, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye bye!